Crazy Rich Asians is, at its core, it's a family story. It's a family of a dynasty in Asia, and what happens in this very complicated, sprawling family when the heir to the fortune returns to Singapore. Nick Young lives in New York and comes back to Singapore, but brings a girl, Rachel Chu, an all-American-born Chinese, into this world. And it's how everyone reacts around them as he brings this woman into the scene. And we're very aware from the start that he is serious about her. And everyone at the party, when they first meet her, is serious about her. And it's about the repercussions of what happens when he brings this intruder into this very, very private, intimate world of Asian wealth. Very, very early on, when I was writing the book, I was inspired. I needed an inspiration for Rachel's family. And I had a very good friend who would tell me stories about her Asian American family and what it was like growing up, amongst this very tight-knit, very loving clan of people. And I decided to use her family really kind of as the inspiration point to create Rachel's family. And this friend turned out to be John's cousin, And at that time, when I first started writing the book, he was, I think, kind of still sort of starting out. He had just done the Justin Bieber movie, So I threw in a joke there, for my friend, really, because I do that in my book. There are jokes for a lot of different friends, that only they will get, private jokes and things like that. But I had Rachel say, don't look down on this family. One of their cousins is even a director, And that was John, And fast forward, 4 or 5 years later, he's reading the book. And he's connecting with this story. And he's going, wow, this is a really cool family he's writing about. He never knew it was his family that I was actually writing about and sort of inspired by. John Chu is an amazing, superhuman director. And I think he is so perfect because he just has this amazing vision. He connected with the book. He was passionate about the story. But he took it and he's just elevated the whole story to a whole other level, sort of beyond my imagination.
Right. We've been dating for over a year now, and I think it's about time people met my beautiful girlfriend. What about us taking an adventure east?
Like Queens?
Singapore. Colin's wedding. Don't you want to be my family?
I hardly know anything about them. Every time I bring them up, Nick changes the subject. Maybe his parents are poor and he has to send them money.
We'll take a bags and get you checked into first class.
Nick, we can't afford this. So your family is rich?
We're comfortable.
That is exactly what a super rich person would say.
Money.
1.2 million.
That's what I want.
The Nick you're dating is Nick Young?
Yeah, you guys know them or something?
Hells yeah. They're just the biggest developers in all of Singapore.
That's what I
Damn, Rachel. It's like the Asian Bachelor.
These people aren't just rich. They're crazy rich.
Oh, you really should have told me that you're like the Prince William of Asia.
That's ridiculous. Much more of a Harry. Mom, this is Rachel Chu.
She just thinks you're some, unrefined banana.
No. Those are a few fingers.
Yellow on the outside or white on the inside.
Do something crazy!
I chose to raise a family. For me, it was a privilege. But for you, you may think it's old-fashioned.
Don't you want Nick to be happy?
I know you're not what Nick needs.
She's like trying to play a game of chicken with me, thinking I'm gonna swerve like a chicken.
But you can't swerve. You gonna roll up and be like,
Bok bok, bitch.
okay, maybe not as aggressive.
I met a girl, I fell in love, and I want to marry her.
You're Nicholas Young. You're untouchable. But Rachel's not.
Have you prepped Rachel to face the wolves?
You know I'm back, like I never left.
I really admire you. It takes guts coming all the way over here, facing Nick's family.
Another day, another breath.
I know this much. You will never be enough.
Yo, it's about time someone stood up to Auntie Eleanor. Well, you, not me. Oh, God. She can't know I was ever here.
愛してるだけじゃ乗り越えられない本当の幸せを見つけるためのゴールインムービー
Ever since I can remember, my family has been my whole life. Rachel!
If Nick chose me, he would lose his family. And if he chose his family, he might spend the rest of his life resenting you.
You nasty. You kind of nasty. You got nastier.
クレイジーリッチ